Good day.
Um,
This is Robert Hunt, Superintendent of Chagrin Falls Schools, and I am here with some of Chagrin Falls High School finest freshmen. Ladies, I appreciate you being here today and sharing a little bit about some of the teachers that have made a positive influence on you. And I had made notes and I could not find them, but here we go. So today I have Hannah, Avery, and Mira. Thank you all for being here today. I appreciate it. So give me a wave and say hi.
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 There we go. There we go. Um, so this is obviously a special week, not only in Chagrin, but around the nation, because it is Appreciation Week. And I decided instead of kind of sending an email to staff that I would reach out and talk to students because your feedback and your shout outs will go a heck of a lot further than things for me, because everybody went into education to impact young people. So before I jump in and ask you about certain teachers you want to speak about, think about, you obviously have all had a lot of teachers over time. Think about the characteristics or things that kind of separate teachers from special. What types of things do teachers possess that really stand out to you and make them excellent in your minds? So why don't I start with you, Hannah, just in general. What skills or characteristics of teachers kind of make them excellent in your mind?
Well, I think when they're good listeners, and listen to the kids that they're teaching, their feedback, that's really important. And also if they're not strict, but they also know how to control the room and not let things get crazy.
Yeah, so kind of managing the classroom and certainly is an important kind of foundation before you can have success, but caring is a great characteristic as well. What about you, Avery? You want to add to that?
Sure. For me, I like when teachers are understanding and flexible, and when a teacher can teach in multiple different ways, because a lot of my friends and I are different type of learners, and when teachers can change how they say things and are flexible, it really helps as students better our education, I guess.
Yeah, flexibility is a big one for sure, for sure. Mira, you got anything you want to add?
Yeah, so I agree with what Avery and Hannah said, and then I'd like to add that I think a good teacher is one that is engaging with older students, not just a few, and makes learning fun and engaging, yeah, and keeps your attention.
Great, great. All right, well, let's get to the big moments here, and let's start our sharing. We're actually going to kick it off with Hannah. Hannah, if you can give us, and I'll just assume all of you that there could have been a long list, but I kept you to 2 or 3 at most, and that you're not sharing them in any rank orders, that you're just kind of sharing shows, right? So Hannah, why don't you go ahead and share who the first teacher is that you'd like to talk about and why they've made a positive impact on you.
Okay, so my first teacher that I want to talk about is Mr. Ritz. He was my 3rd grade teacher in elementary school, and he was really good at keeping our attention, like Avery said before, and making the class engaging and fun, which I think is really important because we were all pretty young at that age. And yeah, he just made the learning in every way possible.
Yeah, I'm always amazed when I walk around Gurney, the energy that's there, and Mr. Ritz is certainly one that always has a smile on his face and is keeping things moving along for kids. So great shout out, Hannah. Thank you for that. Avery, what about you? Who's your first person you'd like to talk about?
Mrs. Aronavich. She was my 8th grade Spanish teacher, and I loved her class because she just has so much energy, and she makes it really engaging, like Mira said, and it just makes it so much fun. And I really wanted to learn, and I'm not very good at Spanish, but she really helped me want to learn, and I would study outside of the classroom, and she just was such a fun teacher and so caring, and she could just pick up if you weren't understanding thing, and she'd go out of her way to help you.
Yeah, that's I think that's a great description. I think there's 2 types of teachers. There's the type of teachers kind of they go in and it's they're putting on their show, like that's their craft and they perform for it. And then maybe they're more introverted or quiet at home. Saranovich is upbeat and positive, all the time, whether she's in the classroom or not. So you certainly pointed out some great talents there. So thank you. Mira, why don't you share your first teacher with us?
Yeah, so my first teacher would be Mr. Jones. He was my third grade teacher. And what I really liked about him was how he engaged the whole class and did fun activities that made us want to learn and want to be in the classroom. So I really liked that.
So you and Hannah went all the way back to Gurney, and they're actually, I don't know if they were then, but they were across the hall from each other, or at least they currently are. So, that energy, transcends across the hallway, but certainly a great teacher who's impacted a lot of young people. So thanks for that, Mira. Hannah, we're back to you for round 2.
Okay, the second teacher, he's not a teacher, but counselor that I wanted to give a shout out to is Mr. Patterson. He's the middle school counselor. You can really tell that he cares a lot about the students, and he makes sure to try to help them with whatever they need, and just all around be there for everyone, which I really appreciated. And he was really hard to help all the students, not just some of them.
Yeah, he's one that I would describe as always going above and beyond. I know you guys aren't in the middle school now, so you probably haven't seen some of the stuff he's been putting on social media, some of the songs, and some of the things they're doing in the middle school, like kind of a foundational pillar of that staff, and he does a lot of great things, and he's great, for kids too. So great share. Thank you, Hannah, for that. Avery, round 2, over to you.
I'm gonna do Mrs. Ashkettle, and she's my English teacher right now, and she's just one of the most caring people I know. And it might be because she has a daughter, but she's very understanding, and she'll try to make sure everyone has time, and she knows what's going on. So if there's a musical or a big football game, she'll be go have fun, no homework this weekend. And she just understands and cares about the students, but not just in the classroom. She cares about how we're doing outside. And most of my teachers do, but she just really shows it. And she's just such a good teacher.
Yeah, there's a saying, and I'll probably butcher it. Students don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And she certainly fits into that category, right? Really a caring individual inside and outside of the classroom. So thank you for sharing that on Miss Ashkettle as well. Mira, round 2 for you.
Yeah, so my second teacher would be my current math teacher, Mr. Sweeney. And the reason why I chose him is that you can just tell he likes teaching us math, and he likes to be in the classroom. And he makes it known even while we're here at home, because he's been making videos with his kids. And I really look forward to those videos because they're entertaining and they actually teach us well. So yeah.
Are these the same videos where you're potentially on the driveway and there's stuffed animals and
Yes,
talking
yeah.
ball?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's Mr. Sweeney's one to put a ton of time in, both academically and athletically, and I really am impressed by the connections he makes with young people, and I think it's that sense of humor that he brings to the table, but also has a high level of kind of accountability and responsibility for students as well. So thanks for that, for sure. I think Hannah had one additional, so I'm going to give Hannah a bonus round. And let her talk about another teacher.
Okay, so the last teacher I picked was Mr. DiGeronimo. He's my geometry teacher this year, and he really makes the class interesting. I personally didn't really like math that much previous years, but this year I feel I really started to love the class and understand the material really well. And I think that had all to do with him, because he made the class really interesting, and he just made me love math.
Yeah, so a newer teacher to Chagrin in the last couple of years for sure, but has made a tremendous impact on young people and moving them forward. And I just am really impressed with the work he's doing. So thank you for that one. Since I offered Hannah a bonus round, Is there Mira or Avery? Is there anyone else you want to talk about in a bonus round fashion here, or are you good?
I'll do one.
Go for it.
Okay, I just completely agree with what Hannah said about Mr. D. Like, my math grades have never been so good. He's such a good teacher. But for my bonus round, I'll do Mr. Salyers. He is such a funny person. And in the classroom, I like history, but we mostly do like social studies, like we're studying current events. And especially now with like COVID-19 and everything going around, like I'm so grateful that I had him because, and like I still do, like he has made it so that I like understand more that's going like on throughout the world, and it's just really beneficial. And it's not something I would have like realized I like enjoyed, because now I've like thought about like going into stuff like where I can study like current events and like things like that, and he like brought out so much more, and he cares about like every student, like, and it's just like he's a really good teacher.
That's great. And I think every teacher strives for wanting to one day for you to go, oh, I learned about that, or this piece connects over here in the world and impacts my life. So that's a great compliment. No pressure, Mira, but if you want to use the bonus round, you can.
Sure, I will, yeah. So I'd like to give out a shout out to Senorita Campbell, my 7th grade Spanish teacher. And it was like, I think it was her first year teaching, the year that we had her. And she was just an amazing teacher overall. And it was like the first year that we really like started learning Spanish every single day. And it was a great transition because she made it really involving. And she also like understood what it was like just starting middle school and like actually starting having real classes like in Spanish. So I wanted to give a shout out. Yeah.
Great. Well, you guys certainly have brought some excellent teachers to the table. Really insightful, really reflective. I appreciate you for doing that. Before I let you get back onto your virtual learning worlds, and I'm not going to go around, so just, if you have an answer, speak up. I'd like to hear, from your perspective, how kind of virtual learning is going for you. What do you maybe like, and what has gone well, and maybe some of the challenges as well, and what do you miss?
I think it's going pretty well personally. We have a manageable amount of work every single week, and we get to see what we have for the full week so we can get it done. But I do miss like the atmosphere at school, like seeing all the teachers and all the students and everybody being together.
Yeah, I completely agree with Mira. Everything's like very manageable, and the teachers I think are doing a really good job. Like I'm definitely learning stuff, and it's taking longer for me to like maintain it, but I am. And the videos and like ways people are teaching is working really well. I miss being in school, and I was looking forward to like graduation and like all that stuff, but that's like really the only thing.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of the work is like pretty easy, and I feel like I'm still learning just as much as I would have been in school. And I really like when we do like Google Hangouts or Zoom and stuff like that, because you kind of do get like a piece of that like atmosphere back that we're missing from school, where we can all like talk with each other about like different stuff, not just school related, but just kind of like, yeah, like talk with each other again.
So in thinking about the future and, our return to school, is there anything that we should think about incorporating into kind of school going forward, whether it be, flexibility where you're doing some of this, so you're not coming as often, but you're doing some of this and you're coming, or is there a certain program or video or whatever that we should definitely think about incorporating as we move forward?
Okay, I'll go. I don't know if like how things are going to go next year, but like if we're back to school normally, which I hope we are, then I think what we did before, I feel like if it's like more of like a mixed schedule, like halfway in school or like halfway out, because I've been reading a lot about that, then maybe like add like block schedules a little bit, so like we can focus more on one class, so that when we go to school we're not like overwhelmed with like all the classes we have questions with, and we can focus on like 4 classes in like every semester. But I've never done that, so I don't know how it works, but like I feel like it'd be beneficial to like hardcore focus on one subject.
I agree with what Avery said, and I liked how during the virtual learning, the teachers give us opportunities for office hours to go in and ask questions. Because outside of school, like you can email a teacher, but it's kind of hard to get like face-to-face, like talking with them about what you need help with. So I kind of like the office hour concept, and yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I agree with Mira. I feel like this offers like a lot more help outside of just like the Google Hangouts and Zooms, because there's like so many opportunities to just have a conversation with a teacher one-on-one, which is something I really like too.
Great. Well, I want to tell you thank you again for putting some thought into this and giving these incredible teachers shout outs. It's going to make their day, I'm sure, when they're able to watch this, and also giving some insight into how you're doing. I will tell you from our perspective, no one's asked me what's the fall going to look like, and that's because I don't have an answer for you yet. We're still kind of working through what parameters we have to work under, and hearing from you and learning about what's going well, what we maybe need to change, I think will be something that we incorporate into our return and what it looks like. So your input is really, really valued and important. I appreciate it. Having said all of that, I will also say, on behalf of all of our teachers, we miss you guys too. School's a pretty lonely and boring place up here without you guys, running around the halls and making all kinds of noise and bells ringing. But we will get through this together, and I appreciate you being here today. So thank you very much, and good luck, and be safe, and tell all your families I said hello, okay?
Bye, Mr.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.